Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3 through 4 says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for in Yah the Lord is everlasting strength." Hey, I'm TJ and welcome to a journey of discovery. Did you know that peace is one of the deepest desires and need of the human heart? Now, when we look at the words perfect peace, in Hebrew, it literally means shalom, shalom, or peace, peace. It's a double portion of peace, and it's wholeness and completeness, which speaks of health for our mind, soul, and spirit. Now, the world has been experiencing great shaking since 2020, and it doesn't seem to let up. And it's not just world events, but even in our own lives. The one thing we must remember is that God is in the shaking. Now, it's so easy to get caught up in what we're going through, to get caught up in fear, anxiety, or worry about the future. But here's the good news. We don't have to, because we can experience shaking and peace simultaneously. It's not one or the other. It's both and. The prophet Isaiah tells us exactly how we can obtain this peace. And it's by keeping our minds stayed on God and not what's going on around us. It's having an expectant hope that God is doing something good in the midst of this shaking. This keeping is an intentional focus. It's like we're aiming directly towards God. We're fixing our eyes on Jesus, who is the author and finisher of our faith, because he's the one that's writing our stories. Now, when we turn inward to connect with the Spirit of God who lives in us, and we tune into him, his frequency, his emotions, this is where we find peace and rest. Now, there have been countless times, y'all, when I've placed my focus on what was happening and was worried, stressed, and a hot mess. But let me tell you, when I entered into prayer with the Father, I didn't leave the same way I came in. I left changed and filled with his peace. This kind of peace does not originate from ourselves. It's a supernatural peace that comes only from God. This is the same peace that Paul describes in Philippians chapter 4, verse 7. A peace that surpasses all understanding, and it guards. I always think about it guarding our hearts and mind in Christ Jesus. So today, I want to challenge you to put your hope and confidence in God when you begin to feel this shaken, because he is a trusted friend and father who cares a great deal about you. Let us be reminded that peace is our resting place. Though our natural circumstances may be void of peace, we will never lack, because the Prince of Peace lives within.